Okay, here we go. Very advanced NLP techniques and concepts that will help you get more yeses, in essence, to prime a person, as in to create a train of thought, an outcome that you want. Very advanced. However, I'm going to layer it in a way for you to really understand and be able to apply it, accelerate your success with this and your understanding. That's why it's going to go by step, and then also blend in some other concepts and techniques that'll help make it more powerful to get more yeses and to accomplish more, to work smarter, to communicate smarter, to get those yeses and have people agree with you if it's the right thing for them to do. And we're going to talk about initially the NLP technique on hypnotic language and how to use ambiguous language, also voice patterns, ambiguous pattern interrupts, and how to create that priming effect, both with direct commands or embedded commands, or with a structure of commands that break into or flow into an outcome or a sentence. So I'm going to give you some exercises so that you can grow, and I want you to submit them either in writing or in video if you can, so I can review and make sure you're on track. Or just let me hear your voice, making sure I can hear what you're doing, but ideally to see what you're doing. So just videotape yourself on your phone and just send it to me. So the first thing is, an embedded command is where you create a certain sense of awareness at an unconscious level to the listener. And in the example that I've shared with you when I was explaining it, and also with the Darren Brown video, the command could be buy now, as in purchase now, or by the way, buy now. So it's a transderivational search of figuring out the meaning. So you have to say it in a certain way. There's what I call markers. The basic way is just to simply lower your voice, as in a command, buy now, purchase now, do this now. So that's an embedded command with your voice pattern. And that's the best and ideal way to do it. You don't have to do it that way. I'm going to share with you 7 other ways of marking them off so that the subconscious mind picks it up and starts to process it in a unique way towards your outcome, towards that priming effect. And you want to do is create at least 3 or more within your conversation. They don't have to be one right after the other. However, within 5-minute conversation, you want to blend in one here, one there, another there, or maybe within 1 minute, blend a few together. And that way, it starts to pick up a pattern or direction. You just can't say buy now and then think they're going to buy now. So you have to start off creating a pattern. And so think about the outcome that you want. Do you want as if you're showing a home to some buyers, and that's the ideal home that you sense it is, and just tell them to buy now doesn't necessarily mean they're always just going to take action and say, okay, I want to buy this home now. What it'll do is it'll create a certain sense of awareness and filters for them to see the home if they're interested in buying the home, and to make a decision based on different filters of, is this home really right for me? And so they're starting to think about buying the home now, and so they start to think about it in a more serious way versus you just showing the home and saying, what do you think? If they're thinking, may not be thinking of what you want them to think. They might be thinking of other things, or maybe not even being focused within the conversation. And same thing if you're doing an open house and you have a flow of people coming in, and you say, buy this home, being in this neighborhood. Again, buy this home is very ambiguous. And you want to lower your voice, and I'll explain some other things you can do. So buy this home, being in this neighborhood. And then that will have that buyer, those people walking through the home, to start to then look at the home a little differently, more serious about possibly buying that home. So think about an outcome that you want. If it's an open house, right now we're going to talk about, let's say, an open house. And then later on, we'll talk about how you can use the languaging and the embedded commands for them to think about selecting you as their agent to hire. And it'll be a sequence of select me and the conversations now, and then so you just use your voice and markers in a way where they start to pick up certain words and process that to create that prime, that flow of the outcome that you want. First off, we're going to start off with the basic, the really advanced basic embedded commands. Think about an open house. So 3 commands that you want to use, and they could be the same or and then modify slightly, or different ones, like buy now, buy this home, purchase now, invest in this home. Those can be all embedded commands that can be structured within a sentence. So think about, write them out. And so this is the exercise. I want you to write them out and practice. Write a sentence that you can then practice this And the way you lower your voice is also important if you're going to be lowering your voice and using it as a voice command, as in buy this now. Because if you think about giving a command to somebody, stop, buy this now, do it. You're saying it with certainty and authority, and the mind picks it up as also as a suggestion or command. So 3 commands. And I can give you the example here. And lower your voice, and then you can pause a bit. And another marker that you can use to really embed this, and again, there's going to be 7 of them that I'm going to cover. These are 2 of them right now that I want to cover. Is you can be talking about the property, and then you say, buy this home. And then what you want to do is when you say that, buy this home, you look at the person, they become more alert. And then you lower your voice slightly, buy this home. Being in this neighborhood, you just pause very so slightly, being in this neighborhood, the home value will only increase. It's going to be a great property for you to invest in. Invest in this home is a great idea. So now you're creating more suggestions. Invest in this home. Buy this home now. And then you can end off with the 3rd command. Buy now. I'm sure you looked at a lot of properties. So then again, buy now. So buy this home, being in this neighborhood. Invest in this home is a great idea. It's a great investment. Or investing in this home is a great. I've told many people to invest in this home, and so you can because it's a great investment. So I've told many people to invest in this home. You look, and then you just lower your voice slightly, and then you continue your conversation. This is a great neighborhood, great square footage, and then we go into the imagination later on. I'll talk about the imagination and to engage them even deeper and keep that priming effect. And then you can end off by saying, "Buy now." Again, looking at buy now. I'm sure you looked at a lot of properties and homes. So what do you think about this property? So now you can casually go into a conversation after you started that priming effect. And as you do that, it won't work with everyone, but just imagine it working with 1 or 2 people that you're having a conversation with out of a flow, maybe 10 or 20, maybe even 5 or 6 people that then start to put bids and get you the highest offer or maybe above the offer, above the listing price. And that's what you want. Is you want people to see that home seriously as a great investment, as a property that you know it is. And once you start to guide their imagination and their thoughts of looking at it that way, the odds of them putting in an offer and having more offers increases significantly. So I want you to do that. You have a worksheet and just practice that or create your own. And 3 commands, and then practice it over and over, videotape it and send it to me if you can, if you're okay doing that, or at least write them out, write your own out, and bold the commands. Buy this home, just bold buy this home, then being in a great neighborhood, and just bold that and write out your actual conversation. Buy now. I'm sure you looked at a lot of homes, and so bold out buy now. That way I know those are going to be your embedded commands. And if you have questions, contact me. If you want me to listen to you over the phone, I can do that as well. That way I know you're doing it the best you can. So 2 ways of marking it off. So the subconscious mind again is 1, lower your voice. You don't have to command it out and yell, just lower your voice, and it creates more of a resonance. So you can start up a little high and then lower it. So if your voice is normally a little high, then bring it up a little higher and then lower it to the normal tone that you have. And if you're still having a challenge with that, again, simply looking at the person, pausing after you say, buy this home, sell pause, the mind start to think, what are they saying, buy, purchase this home or buy this home? Subtle pause, and then look at them. And just don't stare, but just glance and glance at them to make a stronger impact, to be alert and listen to this. And then later on, we're also going to be talking about ambiguous interrupts and ambiguous language. This is ambiguous already, but there's other words that you can use that will help also with the structure of your conversation. So do the exercise, have some fun, practice with this. Listen to your voice, record it if you can when you're having a conversation with somebody, and then practice listening to it, lowering it slightly, thinking about commands, buy this house, say it over and over in your mind, buy this house, buy this house, buy this house, buy now, buy now. Practice using that embedded command voice pattern, and that will become more natural with you. You'll be able to just naturally do it when you know, oh, I want them to buy this house. I want them to invest in this home. So practice in your mind, practice out loud, and send me what you can or call me and we'll review it to make sure you're on track. So next we're going to go into some more advanced, blend this in even to a deeper level. This is the beginning, the foundation. As you can tell, it's very powerful. And right now you may have been saying words like that and not even knowing you could have been using them in a way that can help you work smarter and faster, not harder. Because if you're having 10, 20 people go through a home and you're not connecting with them and having them look at the property in the way that they should, as if it's a home for them to buy, then you're missing a lot of opportunities. So this will help you become more efficient and have more fun. And even with the most difficult people, you can have some fun with us because you're going to just communicate to them in a way that will sense that you're an authority, an expert, and you're talking in a way that really makes sense to somebody. And then we're going to go into some more languaging and emotional commands that drive people, the motivational drivers. So have some fun with this, practice, contact me or send what you can, and we'll continue on with the next segment. Thank you. To your success. Bye now.